this video, we're going to be explaining your SF-CE board. So that'll be located right above your iBox. So we're going to be explaining your troubleshooting purposes if you're showing NC on the 4-digit matrix display, 2844, or even 2V, or some other weird number or letters, when it's not showing you the actual position of where the car is at. So follow along and hopefully this video will help you out. So for troubleshooting, if you're getting any weird messages on your 4-digit matrix display, you want to check your fuse on the SF-CE board, make sure it's not blown. So here's so after that, you're going to check your voltages. You're going to put your meter on DC voltage. You're going to test between 1 and SFX, getting your 18 volts there. Now from 1 to FX2. It's good. We'll be reading 0 volts. There's nothing connected to FX2. So you're feeding the SF-CE board power. You're still reading NC here or 2V here. There's this 5-volt test point to the left of the diagnostic switches. So you want that to measure close to 5 volts. If you're measuring anything too high or too low, let's say if you're measuring 4.5 or 5.4, that's not within the range. You want to be close to 5.0 volts DC as possible. So right here we're going to put our black lead to common, and I'm going to point the camera down so I can measure this test point, which is 5V, which there we have about 4.8 to 4.9 volts DC. So if you're measuring anything too high or too low, you're going to want to open up this cabinet. So you got a flathead here and a flathead down there that you need to unscrew. You can pull this swing panel door open, and then there will be your power supply. There's a 5-volt power supply trim pot that you can adjust on there. So I'll pop this open. So there will be your power supply right there, and there will be a 5V voltage trim pot on there that you can adjust up or down to get your 5 volts on that test point for your SF-CE board. So that's for testing your voltages on your SF-CE board. If you're still showing NC or 2V or 2844, after that's checked and it's reading 5.0 volts DC to ground or common, you're going to want to come over here. Let's keep in mind we have the IMP board, we have the earthquake board here first, the SF-CE board second, MIAC board third, MOR board fourth. So here you're going to go to View, Configuration, IO boards. Get this screen open. You're going to look in the controller cabinet. You're going to see IMP, earthquake, SF board, MIC, MOR board. Many times this SF-CE board will be up or below in the configuration file, but it's different physically. So we need to make sure that this is the same. If need be, you might need to highlight it, press up or down, and then click send. Press computer reset on your iBox to see if now you have the correct value and you're not displaying your 2844 2V or NC as in no communication. You could also power down. Make sure that this chip right here is pushed in all the way for the CE electronic chip. Another thing you can try is if you're blowing a fuse on your SFCE board, you could unplug your Hall and your car serial PIs, replace your fuse, and see if you're still blowing the fuse with those connections disconnected, because it could be an issue. You might have a short on your PI. So this would be in the car or out in the hallway. You got a SF board sending the C data and the voltages to your serial fixture inside of the car. So these are CE boards. There's been a lot of times where only a certain amount of CE fixtures will display the numbers and the other ones will be glitching. If you have too many boards plugged in to your SFCE board, you may need to contact CE Electronics to get a booster. So that's it for testing voltages for the SFCE board. We have the correct number there where the car is at. 11. We're at the 11th landing. The next we're going to cover is programming and how you can get the flashing light to go up or down as the car is running. If it's on independent service, it's going to show IN. If you're on inspection, IS. You could also change the programming in your iView. So for that, you're going to go to View, Configuration, Car Operation. You're going to click the plus on devices. You're going to click ICE SF interface. So here you can show for what's being programmed. So for instance, for independent service, we have it IN. So we're going to go on independent service. Let's see which one independent service is. That'll be input 6. It might be a different input on yours. But now we see that we're on independent service. IN in the car. You see IN. So we're going to take it off independent service. You also have this option here to flash direction arrow while running. So we're going to give it a car call to another landing, and we're going to see how it does not flash the arrows. Just stay solid. So customers might want it to flash. We're going to now click flash. Send it. Now it's flashing. So that's where you can program for the flashing. You guys might want to go to devices You can adjust the hall mounted to double strike for down direction, the timing for it to be on, for it to be off as well. Your passing floor gongs could be adjusted on here as how long you want them to turn on for. If you're having issues too with the numbers skipping while you're on a high-rise building, and they're not going 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 as you're going up the hoistway, it might go 1 5 10. You want to make sure that you do not have a check mark for display actual position. That is usually the issue of why you would have that issue. So here we're going to give an example how to program it with like a manual configuration. So we have these options down below here. So we're going to see user serial fixture message 1. So right now it's for U1. So what we can do is we can double click it. So we're going to put an example here. We're going to want it to display SW, as in swing operation or another programmable one. So we need a capital S, capital W. We're going to leave the qualifiers to what they were, the numbers to what they were. Okay. We're going to send it. All right, so after that's done, we're going to go to highlight the MIAC. You're going to click edit. You're going to click this little arrow down. We're going to click on elevator. We're going to scroll down. Go in here. We're going to press the little down arrow, and we're going to scroll down till you see user serial fixture messages. So we have that user serial fixture message 1 as we had it to SW. So we're going to drag that over to input 13. We're going to send it. We're going to press OK. We're going to send it. So now when input 13 goes high for user serial fixture message 1, user serial fixture message 1, it should display SW. Like when you're on independent service, it'll flash IN or inspection IS. So when this input goes high, it'll flash SW. You go here. Right now it's normal. Click view. We're gonna throw that switch on, and it's input 13. It's gonna go high. It's high. Now this is what's gonna be flashing on your PI, SW. So it could be set up depending on how your job is. You can set it up for custom or SW or whatever you want it to flash.